I'm Brett Lodge, the Managing Director of Subnet, and we've got about 50 staff located in South Australia. Because we've been in peer groups in the past, we kind of had a relatively decent place that we started in. But working with TruPeer and obviously with this group, it's made a big difference in how we're seeing things and also how we're structuring kind of the services part of our business, which is very different to some of the other peer groups we've had in the past. And so we're seeing performance improvements and obviously how we're working with the services team, seeing that improve as well, so that's made a big difference. The unexpected benefits has really been that deep dive. So one of the things that we did recently was restructure how we were looking at our project team. We thought we were making a reasonable amount of money out of the team and it was kind of growing in the right way, but once we restructured the numbers, we found out that it was actually completely the opposite of what we thought. And so that was kind of eye-opening. And now we've been able to make real changes to that part of the business to actually see profits improve and certainly how that business is run. I think having that open and honest approach really gets to drive home exactly what you need, so you're not wasting time skirting around the edges or trying to say what the nice thing is to say. So being able to really cut to the chase and kind of get that real detailed feedback on what you're doing and how you're doing it, it just makes it so much more valuable, and you certainly can start reacting on that advice a lot faster. But the thing that I think is different from what we've seen in some of the other peer groups is that deep dive into the technical part of the business. Running a managed service business in Australia is obviously hard work, and being able to do that deep dive into how services is working and how that's being delivered, I think that really is a big difference from what we're seeing in the other peer groups. I think as always, it's about investing the value. Where you invest your time and effort is really what you get back. So having that dedicated time each month or each fortnight in our teleconference sessions really means that we can do that deep dive and really get the information back. So once you start it, it's kind of really a snowball that keeps generating and gives you more and more value. So it's just about taking the plunge and kicking it off, and then you start seeing the return, and it's easier to reinvest more time. So I think you always have that trepidation right at the very start. It's coming into a new group, you don't know how the dynamic works, what type of business they are. But as usual, when you get into this and with the open and honest communication, you can really see that come back pretty quickly. So you get to have a bit better feel on where you are in the market and where you sit within the group. And so those dissipated pretty quickly. No matter what type of business you're in and what you're operating at, I think you're going to see some level of value on it. And I think the more you give, the more you'll get back as part of that value. So I don't think it's really it shouldn't be too much of a concern that you won't see value coming back. It's really about, as I said, putting it out there and giving it a shot. And then in my experience, you definitely see a ton more value than you're expecting.